Hello everyone, and welcome back to Foundation. This is part 15. Last part was very good. New update hit Foundation, so we experimented a bit with that when it came to the patrolling system. We also finally got a dairy farm up and running, so we can now start making some milk and then turning it into cheese for our citizens to eat, which will make them a lot more happy. We've been improving our monastery a lot more, getting more monks, and I've added a few things off camera which I cannot wait to show you guys. So let's get right into it. But be sure to hit like, subscribe, leave a comment of what you think of the video, and yeah, let's get into it, guys. Okay, now, first thing I want to show you guys that I added off camera is I improved our monastery quite a bit. I added these little garden areas that they can hang out in. I put quite a bit of detail in, which I'm very, very happy with. I added some hedges, some benches, some bushes, a little shrine for them to visit. I added another one over here. It's not as detailed, but I don't think it really needs to be. It's just outside the monk's dormitory, so yeah, nothing too fancy. And I also added a nice little fountain here where they can hang out and they can sit down. So it just makes this area look a bit more filled up and a bit more nice. So that's very nice. And because of that, we have enough clergy splendor to now build a cathedral. Or a, is it a cathedral? Basically, I'm pretty sure. And that's like the best kind of like church that you can get. So we're going to build it, and I already kind of have an idea of where I want it. So we're going to try and get a go on that this episode. And what does this guy want? Celebrating berries. Do we have an, I don't know. What does this do? Happiness of your current village is 75%. So that'd make us have to focus on the happiness. I don't think it's really necessary, so we're not going to do it. Now you may have noticed, obviously, I had a few buildings here which I've now moved just kind of around the place. Because I'm going to clean up this area a lot more. So this is all just kind of temporary. The farm fields are not, don't worry, they're going to stay. The dairy farm is probably going to slightly move up here. But yeah, I'm going to clean all this up and make it look a lot nicer. As for this area too, I want to start making kind of suburbs inside the city walls. So dividing up the residential districts and kind of making them look all nice. And we'll have like a main street. Kind of probably like this area because it's already developing that way. But a lot of the other areas I'd like to kind of fence them off in a way and make them look kind of like private communities. And over here we are building a little rustic, or sorry, a modest church. Because our church over here, we have too many people where the service is just not being met. So I'm building another small one over here, hoping that that will fix the problem. So, one major problem that we are having in our kingdom is happiness, and another one is food. Now, bread we're doing okay on, which is kind of the first time this whole playthrough that we've been consistently doing well with bread. But we're not doing so well anymore on meat, which I don't understand. When I look at the hunting, we do have access to like meat, so I don't know why we're struggling on it. Let me maybe see what's going on with the boars. See, we have no boars. Why do we have no boars? There's no one working. See, they're working, but no one's hunting them. I don't get it. We'll have to fix that at some point. We might have to maybe build a couple more of them. Now, just having a look at our budget here from last month, we're still in the positive, which is great. We're in the positive to the point where we might actually have to build some more of our treasury infrastructure up. Because when I go to the residential here, we still have a lot of these houses that are not getting their money picked up. So when I increase that, we'll actually have a bigger influx of money. And that will cause a couple problems if we're not ready to receive all that money. Now, another very important change, which I somehow forgot to mention. Very typical of me, isn't it? I finally got rid of our original castle. But yes, the walls are gone. Most of the houses are now gone. These light posts are still there. I'm planning on moving them whenever I feel like using them around this area. But yes, that whole area is finally gone. It was a big thorn in my side, big eyesore. So now we can focus on the main kingdom, which is a big weight off my shoulders. Okay, with all that being mentioned, I think that's everything that I need to catch you guys up on. So let's get to work. Okay, the first thing is I want to move this dairy farm. So I want to change it so the pasture goes through like here. A lot of this will be the pasture up here. Kind of like that. And I need to get rid of this little wood cutting area. Okay, actually, yeah, I need to get rid of this whole wood cutting area. Anyway. Okay, there we go. So that's done now. Because of that, we can then move this. And where do we want to move it? So I want the path going through here. That's why I'm leaving this gap. And we can have like the gate be about maybe like here. Because we don't want them to have to travel too far to go to work. So maybe put the building. Because we're going to get rid of a lot of this pasture as well. Let me think about this. So I'm going to build it like this. Just like that. And the pasture says it's an adequate size. If I assign another worker, then it says it's too small. Which means I can make it a bit bigger. Like that. If I make this a bit smaller too, I can then make it stick out a bit like it did before. Smoothing that up a bit. There we go. It's an adequate size now. So that is going to be our official milk pasture. Lovely. Now if I go to decorations and then village fence, and I grab the stone fence, we can then draw our wall around the pasture. And I'm going to go a bit more over the top view here. Make sure I actually get it all. Okay, curve up around here. Now a lovely feature that is included in the new quality of life update in this game is, cannot wait to show you. So check this out. So now that's done. Normally, actually let's try and see if we can move that in a bit more. There we go. That'll be fine. Maybe a tad more, like that. There we go. Okay, so now you might be thinking, oh no, I forgot to put the gate. Now I need to delete one of these walls. Well, well, well. Beauty is that now you can just snap it right on. And just go flip and boom, done. So now we're going to build that. And there we go. All these cows that are left out, well, they're free. Good luck to them. Now the majority of my unhappiness is coming from food and a little bit of it from housing. Now I can fix the housing problem pretty quickly if I just assign a couple patrolmen. And then if I paint the patrol area, who isn't currently getting patrolled? These guys aren't, but that's quite far away. So what I'll do is I'll actually unassign these guys. And put them in. Oh, they already are. So they're assigned to this one. So then why are they not doing their job? Now it's saying it's too large of an area. Okay, so then we'll get rid of a few areas for you. Make your job less tough. Get rid of these. And that should be fine. That should make it so they can patrol that quite easily. My god. Look at how much cheese we have. We have 260 cheese. So with that, let's see if we can make some money from it. Let's go to resources, cheese. Can we sell it? We can. Let's start selling it and make sure that we only have about 100 for ourselves. And how much can we sell the cheese for? Who are we selling it to? Oh, 4 gold per cheese. Okay, we're going to be making a lot of money now, which means we need to build another treasury. Where is our treasury? We don't even have like a treasury in our castle yet, do we? Well, let's add it. My god, how have I not added that yet? Yeah, I don't even... Oh my god. There we go. Treasury. Let's get a big grand one. I guess we'll add it to the castle as well. We'll like, add it on like this. Quite tall. Oh, I can have different designs. Nice. That's quite a nice design. But I think we'll go for that one at the moment. And then we'll add... We flip that. It sticks like that. Let's say we move this just a tad in. No, that's okay. Actually... Sorry, I'm just trying to think this through. Okay, after a little bit of modifications, I've added a little bit of detail to it. Give it a little bit of character, and now we'll be able to hold an extra 3,270 gold. It's going to cost us a lot of resources, but it'll be worth it. So let's apply that. Beautiful. Okay, and our milk production place is back up and running, which is lovely, and they're already starting to use the path which I've created for them. Beautiful. Okay. And the beautiful, modest church is done. The door, I've put a door there and it doesn't even look like it. Okay. That might need to be, because this is, I believe, new. Part of the new update as well. So I think maybe they need to fix how it doesn't look like anyone actually uses the door. Anyway, we'll add a priest. That's a weekly attendance and it can hold up to 93 people. This one has 126. So that's pretty close to the population we have. So our service issues should go down. And there we go. Our first person visiting. Well, it says 6, but that's the first person I've seen go in. And we'll add a bit more to this later on. But that's just to get it up and running. I'm also going to build another watch post here. Building with unrefill required. Oh, of course, it needs a door. That makes sense. There we go. And you know what? We'll finally assign a monasteric emissary. Sorry. And I want to do the job learning speed. Oh, cool. That gave us plus 10 happiness. We need that. And I'm also going to activate my immigration again. We need more people. We need more people. We have too many unfulfilled roles. So we need to fix that. I'm going to move the cheese maker right next to the dairy farm. That way it can get made into cheese really quickly. And then moved on. See, some people are leaving because of happiness. So we got to fix this. We got to fix this happiness problem. I'm also going to move the hop farm. Let's see, does it fit here? It does. And they can slightly move over. That should be fine. Does that look good there? Yeah, I think it looks alright. We can have the hop farm there. The bread maker. Now I think this one doesn't make any noise pollution. No. So this one we can actually have inside if we want to. If we're getting a bit tight on space. What I might do is create it so it's kind of like almost a street inside here. So the workers can come down in here and work. So maybe something like that. No, I actually put this further back. Okay, so what I'll do is I'll put the bakery right there. And then I will... Where is it? Where is it? Here it is, a well. And I'll put the well right about here. And that will give them all the water access they need for their baking. Beautiful. I'm just going to use the forbidden tool to make sure that they're going to go in the area I want them to. So before I do that, I'm going to put the construction preview on. Okay, so that should keep the builders busy for a while. In the meantime, I want to focus on this happiness thing, because this is not going good. And the better our happiness will be, I believe the immigration will improve as well. It's also the employment. It says the employment's low, but I don't think that's the case, because we got a lot of missing occupations down here. So I don't know really what they're on about. Maybe it means like at the rate I'm giving people jobs. Not too sure. Anyway, let's focus on the food. So we need refined food. Rustic food is almost at its met quota. We need more berries. The fish is definitely carrying the weight. But we need more meat. So what's going on with our hunting? See, I don't get it. Our hunting should be fine. What's going on with these guys? Why are they not doing their job? It says they're producing resources. Okay, so they're bringing back boars, but maybe it's just too slow. Maybe they need to be quicker to the actual hunting zones. So maybe I might give them a quick move. So I'll edit it. And if I move it, I can see where the hunting is, so it doesn't really affect it too greatly. I'll move it just outside the castle walls for now. But I'll move it a bit closer to the game. There we go. Put it like here. Right here will be fine. Put one there. Get the other one. They're in the middle of producing resources. I'm sorry, but I'm going to give you a little move as well. Scooch you over right next to the path. Actually, the path just exits out that way. Oh well. We'll just pop it there anyway. So there we go. So hopefully that fixes up some of the meat shortage. Probably won't fix it, but hopefully it just makes it less bad for us at the moment. So our service has now been met, which is great. Taxes are taking away 10% happiness, but you know, that is what it is. And the housing shortage is still being affected. Now, these guys are not patrolling enough. Is it because... Okay, because this needs to be finished building before they start patrolling again. That makes sense. That's alright. Now, the main goal. Monastery. Here we go. We want to get the big, beautiful church up and running. So how are we going to do this? I want it kind of here. That's why I've left this gap here. I want it so our main road kind of comes up to it. But I honestly don't think that we have enough room inside the castle walls. So I might need to build it so it kind of goes out of the walls a bit. We'll figure it out. It will look good. Okay, so far I've got this. It doesn't look exactly how I imagined it, so I'm gonna have to do a bit more work to it. But at the moment it can hold up to 1,005 people, which is insane. So I think maybe I've made it a bit too big, so maybe I can like bring it down a tad, just a little bit, because it looks a bit over the top in my opinion. So I mean, that is still pretty large. So that's probably going to have to come down even more. Maybe like that. It looks too flat in the front. That's what I'm not liking as well. Is there something I can add in the front to give it a bit more depth? Because that's kind of what's throwing me off a bit. What if I do like, what if I move the door, pop this here instead, raise it a little bit like that, and then pop that out there? That's a bit better. That's already given it a bit more depth. I like that. Okay. These bits are still a bit too wide for my liking. Maybe if I just get rid of those bits. and then move them onto the attachment itself. I think that might look like a bit more of a modest design. And that actually looks a lot better than what I had, I think. And we can hold 771 people, which is a lot more than we currently have. So that is amazing. For some reason they're already walking this way. I wonder why. It's a bit strange. Okay, so where do I want to put it exactly? I want to have a bit of space because I want to have a bit of like a garden area leading up to it. So it's probably going to stick out the walls quite a great deal. So we can plop it like, or maybe have it so, oh, make it so this whole circle area kind of sticks out of the wall. Same on that side, which it just does. I'm okay with that. And I think that kind of looks good. A monastery kind of going outside the castle walls. I can always change the castle walls if I really want to, but I do want some room to work, so this is probably what we're gonna stick with. So that being said, let's do it. So that is, oh my god, that is an insane amount of resources. Holy shit. We need 141 marble, which we don't even produce marble. We need 1 sculpture, which we also don't even produce. So we're going to have our work cut out for us here. So I'm going to build that. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pause the construction on it. Because off camera, I did do a little bit of, I explored some of these deposits here and saw what they were. So this one's quartz, which will allow us to make that kind of colored glass for our churches. And this one here is marble, which is what we need. A lot of. How much did we need? Like over 100? Yeah, 141. So we got to get a move on with that. I also need to remove that iron. So let me get rid of that iron there. Okay, so now that that is going, let us buy our way to the marble, which is going to take a bit. I'm going to take 1, 2, 3 purchases in order for us to get to the marble. But now we can add some quarries. So we'll add 1 there, and we'll add another there. And what's this? Stores the resources. We'll pop the crane here. And we'll pop a few carts around because we will be needing a lot of marble. And this way they can store it here and not have to stop working. Which will be very handy. The small crane is cool, but it is a little bit of a shame that, oh no, you can pop it here without just disturbing things. Okay. Well, we might as well pop it here to make it look cool. Why not? And there we go. So let's build that. And we'll make that a priority. We want to get our marble up and running. However, our planks are at zilch. We have 2 planks. This is our wood cutting area that I dictated, but it's not going very well for whatever reason. I think I need to have more area for wood cutting. And what better area than the area that we're going to be using for our church. So let's get rid of all of this. And all of this down here as well. Because we got big plans for this area. Big plans. And this will give us a lot of wood. And we got a couple lumber camps here. And we also have a couple over here. So we should be okay when it comes to them getting to the wood. We might actually move the lumber camps outside finally. There we go. And that way they can actually just get closer to the resources that they'll be doing. We just plonk that one there, apply, edit, apply, there we go, done. And they'll build that real quick. Okay, we're still having serfs leave, so we need to fix our happiness. Refined food's still a problem, rustic food becoming a problem again, and housing as well. I want to fix the housing, but it's hard when these watch posts are not being finished. And they're not being finished because our stone construction is so low. But I don't know why, because I've got plenty of stone workers. Do I not? And this is where they can stock it, so it's not like they don't have anywhere to go. Do I just need to have even more? Just even more people getting stone? I might have to. Like, I have a whole stone mine here. I thought that would kind of, thought that would be enough, but perhaps not. There is another stone deposit here. And it's not too far from where we already are. So I might purchase this bit of land as well and then get onto this stone resource. Because these just produce so much more stone than the other little ones do. So may as well invest into one of these. There we go. And hopefully they get cracking onto that real quick. I'll increase the speed a bit. Only one extra worker. It's not really what we want. Okay, so these are being patrolled, but what? They somehow this isn't enough? That's not enough patrol to upgrade it? Why? I don't understand why that isn't enough. Do they need even more than 3? It says it's an adequate size. I don't get it. I don't know. I need to figure it out. But guys, tell me what you think of the freaking kingdom right now. I think it's looking pretty sweet. Now that we're adding a few more, like, you know, decorative buildings. You know, we got the park here, like the dining area, the church. Got the little suburb here, which we'll be working on. And we got the farmland, which we'll be making so it sweeps all the way around here. It's going to be great. It's going to be awesome. You know, we got the, what is it? Was it not the cathedral? What is it? The monastery with all the monks. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to move my manor. I want to build a really glorious manor for us to live in. And I want to put it on top of this hill. So there'll be a big long path going all the way up here to where we live. And we'll be quite isolated from the kingdom. But that's okay. You know, it'll basically be a kingdom of our own over there. It'll be great. And look at our awesome add-on to the castle, to the keep, the treasury. Looks quite nice. It's still having a bit of work done. That's why there's, like, you know, a crane and stuff sticking out of the roof. But look how much more money we can now hold. I don't think we're going to have a problem with the treasury being full anymore, which will be amazing. And then we can buy as much as we want, import all the goods we need that we're lacking. Speaking of lacking, we need more berries, don't we? So let's employ some more foragers over here and over here. And hopefully that fixed the berry problem, because normally we do really good on berries, but at the moment we're not doing so savvy. Okay, so one thing I need is a couple tips from you guys on how to distribute resources well. Now that we're starting to get more density in our inner city, like these houses here are now starting to upgrade. And so that means more and more people will live here. And I want to make sure that all their needs are met, like food, clothing, all that stuff. I know I don't have any clothes and haven't for a while, but we're going to be getting some sheep farms up soon. But yeah, if you guys could leave some comments telling me like how to properly do that. Because this market stall, I've got heaps of market traders, heaps of transporters, but they're not really like stocking anything. And I don't understand why like that is. Like they're not stocking any berries, no vegetables. The berries are there, but they're not, you know, like I don't understand exactly why they're not doing it. Like they're not putting any bread on there. I mean, I can always assign, is there another food one? No? So I need more food ones. I need to edit this marketplace. But yeah, give me some tips on how to properly distribute resources, and that way I can fix up the happiness a bit more. Like we fix it up a little bit, but not a lot. Okay, so we're having more serfs leave, which isn't great. We're having people slowly come in to replace the ones that are leaving, but we got to fix this. And I want to paint another sheep farm. Well, another sheep farm. Let's say replace the one that we got rid of about, what, like seven parts ago? And we just never ended up bringing it back. And I think the people have gone long enough without clothes. So I've built a tailor's workshop here, ready for the influx of wool that we are about to get. And there we go, that's our pasture. So if I employ a couple of oh, it's actually too small, so we can make it bigger. Nice. We'll do that then. There we go. Is that large enough yet? No. When will it be? God, these things can be quite large. They update it or something. It seems a lot bigger than the last one we had for the amount of workers. It's still saying it's too small. That's shocking to me. I guess this can be quite a big sheep field then. This field is too small. It's still saying it's too small. Really? There we go. Okay, now it's an adequate size. Wow, that really shocks me. They must have updated it. You can have them bigger now, I guess. Well, I'm not complaining. And there we go. We should be producing wool again before we know it. Here we go. There they go. To work they are. Now let's build a fence around them, shall we? I'm just gonna do the same thing as I did with the wheat fields and the dairy pasture. Just build this stone path all the way around, just like that. And we can't forget the gate, of course. Pop it right there. There we go. Before we know it, we will have wool back up and running. Missing raw materials. I guess they need to wait for the sheep to actually gather, like fatten up and get some wool. Even though that's not how sheep get wool, but besides, oh, more people, good. Our immigration is now at high, which is great. Our happiness is getting fixed up because our homes are being upgraded. I mean, look at this construction. This suburb is being built up. This one is too, but it's taking its sweet time. But this one is just, it's flying. And would you have a quick look at this? We are finally starting to produce some marble. So we got 24 marble right now. It's taken them a while to get it, but at least we're finally starting to get a crack on. I'm going to wait until we get a lot more of the resources that we need built up before I actually enable the construction of the abbey, because otherwise it's going to take absolutely forever, and I don't want it to take forever. I want them to kind of like get a move on fairly quick. So let's employ some people at this tailor's workshop. Now it says it's best suited for citizens, but we only have serfs at the moment. Next part, I reckon we're going to save up a bunch of money, which we already have plenty of, and we're going to upgrade a lot of our villagers into commoners and maybe even some into citizens, and that way they can all do their jobs better. But I just wanted to make sure that I get the production of clothes back up and running, because if you don't give them clothes, then they can get quite cranky once you start promoting them to better and better citizens in your kingdom. And I don't know if that's the same for this area here. Like, it says that these guys are eligible to become brothers now, but I need to make manuscripts in order to do that. So I need to build the actual area for them to start doing that also. So yeah, a lot of things need to be done, but that is for the coming parts. But anyway, guys, that is all I have time for today. But thank you so much for tuning in to another part of Foundation. We did a bit more of this part. We upgraded some of our houses. We finally got some sheep and wool back in our kingdom, so to make a lot more people happy. Obviously I showed off the new construction of the church. What else? We also upgraded the treasuries. Now we can hold thousands of more gold, everything is going quite well. We're also finally getting some marble. You know, the big abbey is going to be on its way. You know, we have the blueprint all laid out, but next part I reckon we'll start construction. But guys, thank you so much for tuning into this. If you liked it, be sure to hit like, subscribe, and leave a comment down below on what you thought of it. But also, don't forget to give me a comment on how to properly distribute our resources. You know, because that would definitely help the kingdom a lot. Anyway, thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope you all enjoy your day, and I'll see you all next time. Adios.